Our channel. Okay, in today's video we will continue our topic transportation, the circulatory system. Before we will discuss about cardiac cycle, now that is over, and now we will discuss about single circulatory system and double circulatory system. So double circulatory system we already explained in before videos. Now see single circulatory system. Single circulatory system. So what is meant by single circulatory system? The circulation of blood which involves only by the heart only once in the circulatory system, in which the blood is flows through the blood vessels only once between the hearts and body parts, or body parts to hearts. Only one time the blood is flowing. For example, take in fishes. For example, take fishes. We have here heart, gills and body parts. Let's see the fishes. We have heart, gills and body parts means sorry, not heart. Okay, heart, gills and body parts. Now how the blood is transported through fishes? Now let us see. The example for single circulatory system is fishes. Let's see how the blood is transported through the fish. The body parts transports deoxygenated blood through the heart to the heart. Okay. So the body parts transports deoxygenated blood to heart. Now heart sends the blood to gills. Heart pumps the blood to gills, and gills directly sends oxygenated blood to body parts. The gills only directly sending oxygenated blood. The blood is oxygenated in the gills, the which blood, deoxygenated blood is sending by the heart, pumped by the heart to the gills, and now in the gills the blood is oxygenated from the deoxygenation, and the oxygenated blood is sent through gills to body parts. Here what happens? Only the body parts is transporting deoxygenated blood to the heart. Means only one time the blood is transported between heart and body parts. That is why it is called single circulatory system. Okay, so this is about single circulatory system. What is now double circulatory system? We already discussed in the before videos. The circulation of the blood which involves the two times through once between heart and lungs, or once between heart and body parts. We already discussed two circuits, pulmonary circuit and systemic circuit. Okay, that is about the circulatory systems. Now let us see one more important system called lymphatic system. Okay, and here one more point. The heart which is pumping blood to the gills is called branchial heart. Okay, so the heart which is pumping blood to the gills is called branchial heart. The heart present in the fish is called branchial heart simply. Okay, now let us discuss about lymphatic system. Okay friends, this is lymphatic system basic diagram. With this diagram we can express and explain about the lymphatic system. So first of all telling about lymphatic system, what is mean by lymph? In Latin, lymph means water like fluid. Okay, in Latin, lymph means water like fluid, just water we say. So let us see first of all the diagram once. The heart is transporting the blood, the heart is transporting first of all the blood. Which blood? Oxygenated blood, oxygenated blood through the arteries, right? And it reaches to the cells, and the deoxygenated blood is carried by the veins to the heart. This is the basic principle, we all know about it. Now what is this structure? So this structure is a lymphatic vessels and lymph nodes. This is another system. In the first we discussed about two systems, right? Blood circulatory system and lymphatic circulatory system. The blood circulatory is over, but the lymphatic system is now is the beginning. First of all, let us see the blood. Heart transports the blood through the arteries, through the blood capillaries. See, these are the arteries and these are the veins. The channels which the blood is passing, those are the blood capillaries. These channels we are seeing, these are the blood capillaries, right? So whenever the blood capillaries are transporting the proteins, the blood, the nutrients, the salts, the water like fluids, any fluids, it is transporting. Actually the blood capillaries are transporting, right? The heart transports these materials to arteries, arteries to blood capillaries, and blood capillaries to the cells, right? These are the cells. These are the cells. First of all, the heart is transporting to arteries, arteries to blood capillaries and the cells. Now what are the materials carried by the blood capillaries here? The nutrients, the blood, the proteins, the salts, the water like fluids. These are the certain materials transporting by blood capillaries to the cells. These are the oxygenated materials, no impure material. These are very pure materials transported by the heart through this. Whenever it reaches the cells, some of the toxic materials are carried by the veins. Those are called deoxygenated blood, we call. Veins are transporting deoxygenated blood, we all know that. Now, what happens when the remaining fluid, the deoxygenated fluid transports by the veins and oxygenated through arteries, but the remaining fluid is pumped out of the cells and reaches to the intercellular spaces. These are the intercellular spaces. You are seeing these spaces. These are the intercellular spaces. The remaining fluid which the heart is transporting is pumped out of the capillaries. Not exactly capillaries, not. Here we see arterioles and here we see venules. Branches like structure divided by arteries. They pumped out of them and reaches to the intercellular spaces in the blood. This is called tissue fluid or lymph, we say. Okay, this fluid is called tissue fluid or lymph. So tissue fluid or lymph, we say. Okay, now what happens in this tissue fluid and what happens to this tissue fluid or the lymph? They reaches to the lymphatic vessels. So these are the lymphatic vessels we are seeing. From that lymphatic vessels to they reaches to the lymph nodes. Here we are seeing the lymph nodes, right? What happens in the lymph nodes? In the lymph nodes, the accumulation of white blood cells happens. So why the accumulation of white blood cells happens? Because white blood cells they act like the policeman of our body. Yes, they preventing our body from the germs and from the bacteria, right? So it is very useful, right? Accumulation of WBC or white blood cells happens in the lymph nodes, in the lymphatic system, we say. This is the lymphatic system. Okay, and the remaining fluid after all this, there is a remaining fluid is there. The remaining fluid here transported to the lymph nodes. Again some remaining fluid transported again to venous system, means veins. Again the deoxygenated, the toxic fluid which is left in the lymph nodes are transported to the veins, which is called venous system. Again it mixed to the deoxygenated blood and transported to the heart. This is what lymphatic system happens. But the lymph which is transported to the lymph nodes cannot reach again back. Why? Because lymphatic system, here lymph nodes containing the valves. We know that valves only allows in one way direction. It cannot give chance to again to return back. Okay. So this is about lymphatic system. And what are the functions of lymphatic system? We can see now. So they are providing the immunity to our body. They act like an immune system. Why they act like an immune system? Because the accumulation of WC happens in the lymph, which is preventing the germs. So they are giving power, they are giving energy, they are giving immunity to the body. And they are observing the fats and fatty acids as well, and they are balancing the fluid percentage in our body. Like what the kidney is doing balancing the water percentage. Like that, these are doing balancing the fluid percentage in the body. Okay, this is about lymphatic system, the lymph nodes and all. But what happens when this lymphatic system is stopped, means it is not working? What happens when the lymphatic system is not working means, whenever we see the old persons traveling in a bus sitting in only one place, they get swelling in the legs. We see swelling happens in the legs. So why? Because when we sit in a certain position for a long time in any bus, the lymphatic system did not work. Why? Because the pressure is not applied to the legs. When we walk or when we run, the pressure is applied and the blood is transported and the lymphatic system is works. But when we sit in a firm position, in only one position, how the pressure applies on the legs and the leg muscles? That is why the lymphatic system stops working and we get edema. Okay, that condition is called edema, the swelling of the legs. Whenever the old person sitting in a bus in a firm position for hours, they get swelling in the legs. That situation is called edema. Okay, now how to control this edema, let us discuss in the next video. Okay, this is about lymphatic system, a brief explanation of the lymphatic system. And it is also called as drainage system. Why it is called as a drainage system? Because the waste fluid is transported through the lymph nodes and lymphatic vessels to the veins again, because they act as a system to transport the deoxygenated fluids, toxic fluids, to the veins. Okay, so this is about lymphatic system. And how we control edema, let us discuss the next video with another topic also. Okay, thanks for watching, and please subscribe our channel, like our video. Okay, thanks for watching, and let's meet in the next video.